Angelov. Oh, so Angel Wolf. Got
Angel
it.
Wolf.
Angel Wolf. That is the new Rise's name.
Let's just make it simple here. We might see, because we've seen Victor top before, we could see a swap, because Rise is very well against Kassadin. And I believe Victor could do well against Nidalee, because he trades better with his power transfer and all that shenanigans.
True.
So we'll see what they decide to do.
And we have seen the matchups between Victor and Nidalee once before, which was the last time that we saw Victor play.
Victor crushed.
And yeah, if you remember, he built full AP and got a Blade of the Rune King.
Blade of the Rune King.
Yeah, I don't know why, but he did what he pleased, and he did it well.
Yeah, no, that was I found it funny because he was doing so well we didn't even bother to look at his items. And then as they were pushing into the Nexus, we just suddenly noticed, oh, this dude has a Blade of the Ruin King, and we didn't even notice a lack in damage. So.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one of the things here is you never know. You always want to make sure you hit tab against your opponent to see what they're building. Are you actually going against an AD Nidalee? Are you going against an AP Nidalee? What are you going to build to then counter that character and how they're building? It's all up to you to make that choice. As we load in now to the game.
Let's talk about the importance of Braum here. What can he block?
Everything.
He can block Zyra, Zyra's Snare, which is very important. Spears, Qs and Qs and Es from the Kassadin. What else? Ult from Lucian, Qs from Lucian. He can make a lot of pretty interesting plays here, and that's what I love about Braum. Plays.
He can block the culling, so when Lucian starts ringing on that door, ding, 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 he's going to put up that big old wall and make sure that nothing hits anybody but himself.
Yeah. Xin Zhao actually has the shield mastery, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those wasted masteries because you get a 50 damage shield every time you back. That's great. How many times do you back? 15?
No, I think it's every time you die.
Oh, it's every time. Is it when you die? Because if it's every time you die, then why would you grab it in general?
I'm pretty sure it's every time you die, but I'm sure the chat will tell me otherwise if that is the case.
True, they always let us know, which is good.
Yeah, very good.
As we see here, no crazy invade.
Even if it is only when you go back, it's still pretty bad. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, in total, you're gonna absorb maybe 1,000 damage if you're lucky and you back, you know, the 10 times, and that's even only at 500. I mean, you gotta back a lot to make that mastery worth it. There's so many other things that you can go and pick up. There we see both these teams just starting out their buffs. No big deal. No crazy invade. No one wants to go and get aggressive. They both just want to play passive and not throw anything.
Some hectic chat going on here. They're sort of having some friendly banter between each other, which is nice to see.
True.
Nice to see.
And it is every time you die. You are correct.
Yeah. Wow, that's just bad. Why would you take that? I'm sorry, person who uses that, Mr. Mad Hatter, but you should probably take something else.
Just change it on up just a little bit.
And
there we see
AD Nidalee, just to make that clear, guys. So.
Yes, and he's been playing actually a lot of AD Nidalee. I have had the chance to queue with many of these players outside of streaming their games, and an AD Nidalee, you don't expect it until all of a sudden it's on your face, it's doing the damage, and you're building magic resist, yet wondering how you die so fast.
I actually got first blooded by a Nidalee in Plat 2, I believe. And I rarely get first blooded because I'm very careful when it comes to that stuff. And I'm like, why does her auto attacks do this much damage? It's a total throw off. It's very weird to experience.
And that's one of the things where these teams, they need to be at the top of their game. Each one is 1-3 in the tournament right now. And if they lose this game, that means they need to win the next 4 games they play. As in, they have to. But here we see already Bouchigawamo going in on Andoff in top with the snare. Will it be enough to flash? The spear isn't going to be first blood. Being picked up from Bouchigawamo as Mad Hatter trying to rotate up now and get some of the experience or possibly a kill in the top lane.
Very nice play from the Kazakhs there. And just spare and everything else worked very nice. And picking up that early kill in the top lane is not only going to help the Nidalee, of course, with the assist and some free farm, but a Kazakhs with a kill early on is nothing to sneeze at.
Absolutely, as we see, look at their Strummer in the mid, putting the damage down onto Ender 9. But this is one of the things that both these characters in mid are just going to poke each other until eventually someone hits 6 and someone dies.
Well, I believe that Victor 6 is an arguably better than Kassadin in a 1v1 scenario. You don't need to have the constant DOT from the ultimate. Just the initial burst is enough to outdo Kassadin in an aggressive standpoint, because Kassadin's ult is not the best aggressive ultimate.
Oh, as we see the engage on the bottom, there's the wall, getting the exhaust, is going to go down, Camo Afro starts tanking, there's the damage, he is going to be forced to flash away, great job, oh, but Camo dashing in front, baiting it in, is going to drop, there's Nurzak though with the stun, who is going to get rooted down, Bubble Sabian still with the damage, using the heal from Ezreal and Flash, all summoners down for Team Crystal Heart Gaming in the bot lane.
What could you expect? What else could you expect from the Bobo-lution?
That's why you gotta ban him on out. Or pick him.
And the substitute for the support here doing a very nice job, I gotta say. Hitting her skill shots, very important. So just overall, well played in the ball lane. And so far, we're seeing a slight lead here.
Drew, and one of the big things right now with Braum players is they want to lane with the Ezreal and the Lucian. Those are the 2 characters they want because it procs that Braum passive, which after 4 stacks does anywhere from 240 late game to 30 damage early game additional, as well as a mini stun for 1.5 seconds.
Yeah. Plus, your additional auto attacks after the stun coming from Braum does a significant amount of magic damage after that. So I'm just asking people why don't they play Misfortune? Misfortune works very well with Braum.
A lot of people aren't playing Misfortune nowadays because there's other AD carries that you should pick and should play.
Well, she did get a huge buff though.
True, that is very true.
I don't know. I think she can be played in the right circumstances, though she's more niche than others. We see the Xin Zhao coming in here, but do they want to dive this? I don't think they do.
That's one of those things is you never want to dive. It's just one of those things that ends up happening in all actuality. No one is like, you know, we should probably dive this with all 5 people. Oh, but there's Mad Hatter going in onto, it's gonna now be I Can't Summon, who is gonna get popped up. There's the wall and the slow I Can't Summon with a nice flash. Can he get the root down? The seed is there. Bubble Sapien wants the kill and does pick it up, but will he sacrifice his lives as now Camo Afro is gonna die. And that's a good turnaround. I would say well worth it for Team East Coast. 1 death to 3 kills. Because Kassadin, of course, picked up a kill in the mid lane. Definite worth.
Oh, actually, Kassadin got a kill lane.
Yeah.
And even, oh, the damage coming in with a Nidalee, though. Ooh. It's
That's
getting scary. Rice coming into the execute level. The Q starts doing massive amounts of damage once you get into the range of HP, which rises in, and he tries to go back. Oh,
Ender disconnected. Skydragon goes in onto Android. Andolf, Rise. And, well, that's the thing about AD Nidalee. That execute in Cougar form does so much damage. The pause comes out now, understandable, because Ender did end up disconnecting. So as we take a moment here,
I mean, this is, it's not a tournament with us casting it, unless someone disconnects.
True, that's one of the things. We always have to run into a stream issue, or something with League where somebody DCs. We have to. It's not the same if we don't.
Yeah, I mean, it would feel sort of weird if that didn't happen, so... Brom said my pants fell off the roof.
Huh. If your pants or his parents?
Pants, luckily.
I don't know why his pants are on the roof. They should be on his legs, as he needs to cover up those guns down there. Those are some beefy ham hocks. I mean, you gotta carry around that shield all day? Something crazy. As we all just wait here, let's take a little look at what everyone's going. Lucian 2-0-1 has the Doran's blade. Not yet backed. Kha'Zix 1-0.
Wow.
Who has his core items. He's got the Spirit Stone. He's got the double longsword. It is just a few gold away before he picks up that Lizard Elder and really becomes a threat. Zyra has the level 2, of course, making it that Frost Fang, and that Ruby Crystal, making her have that larger health pool to tank more damage. Nidalee going for that early Spectral Cowl so that she can regen off of any of Ryze's damage, and then Kassadin as well, getting some HP and that mana that is so essential for his kit.
Yeah, especially now that his ult cooldown actually was reduced. Very important to get that extra mana pool. Either going a Tear or a Rod of the Ages is basically necessary, or you're just gonna go completely in the matter of like a second, basically, if you start spamming all your abilities.
True.
Right now, on the blue side, there's just a complete dominance, as we can see. 2 kills on Lucian is so huge. It was a 2-for-1 trade in the bot lane. Killing the support for 2 kills for the AD carry, you take that trade anytime.
All day
basically. Yeah.
And it's paying off because he's coming back with that best friend sword.
Yeah, best friend? Okay. I
Nothing's
guess we'll
better
call
than-
it that now.
Nothing's better than coming back with a best friend, right?
Right. What? Wow, look at Kassadin, just complete dominance over the Victor here.
And that's the thing, Victor has such a small HP pool, and Kassadin has 55 farm, the 1 extra kill, HP and mana, which is all he needs early because he's going to be running off of base damage anyways. And
Yeah,
he
that's
is...
the thing with Kassadin. He runs off base damage.
Oh, there's the flash execute kill from the bonus off of the Empower from that blade. And he picks up the kill, but now it's Mad Hatter going on to Strummer. The flash from Mad Hatter. Strummer waiting to tick down, trying to get his Rift Walk up again. Will he be able to escape? And he does. He Rift Walks away here, even though he is slowed from Mad Hatter. Waiting for cooldowns. Has the blue buff. Will he have the mana for it? Does Mad Hatter wanna? And he doesn't.
He's happily strolling along there. Kassadin, also Fed Kassadin, not something you want to deal with generally.
No, never.
So right now it's looking very good for them as we see some aggressive plays coming in from the
There's
bottom.
the wall coming in. I can't summon. Is going to get stunned, but there's the Zyra all popping up. Camo Afro as Bounchika Wow picking up a kill, and a great snipe from Ezreal. Now it's Skydragon, who is going to get caught out from the Rise and the Mad Hatter. Will they be able to pick it up? There's the heal. Mad Hatter starting to take on some tower damage. This spear shot not going to be enough. Skydragon wants to go on in as Strummer disconnects from the game now. Everybody having some problems, and if Strummer had not disconnected, he would have showed up to that lane right there, and he would have himself a nice double buff coming from that Zen.
Yeah, I don't get why people keep disconnecting.
This is one of the things where, you know, Riot does a great job with their servers, but also has a tough time.
Riot. I haven't had Riot connectivity issues in like a month now.
Well,
It's
for
so
me,
weird how
I have personal experience with my last 2 ranked games that I've gotten dropped out of.
it's very strange.
Yes.
Perhaps it's the location then. But it's nice we have the pause feature, or else it would be very hard to get a legitimate game up and running.
That is a very good point. And so I ask everybody that you just bear with us right now here. Oh, a thunderstorm is causing a disconnect right now.
Wow.
So
That's dramatic.
that is great. Thank you, Mother Nature, for being a scumbag. but that's completely okay. One of those things where, there's nothing you can do when nature calls. You gotta go. But okay, that was a joke at my own self, but fair enough. Which is okay. I mean, if we take a look here,
there are some jokes where you sort of try, and it deserves a fake laughter, right? You just want to show like, oh, you tried, that's cool. And then there's the one like where it's a very bad joke, but the person's cool, so you're like, hey dude, that wasn't really funny. Could you not do that? And then there are the times where it's a bad joke. It's so bad, in fact, that it doesn't even deserve a response. Now, this is one of those cases. And for anyone struggling with friends that make absolutely appalling jokes, just be silent. It's the best way of showing that you absolutely hate their jokes.
That's really hurtful. You hate my jokes?
Slice of life advice coming from Glios. I'll be here all week.
Well, Glios, if you don't pounce on it, then you may fall behind. And, the biggest thing is sometimes you are going to get stranglethorned by the jokes I come up with. And you're just going to have to...
It doesn't even make sense.
Walk through it.
What?
All right. Give me a break. Besides the point, we are going to be taking a look here. We do see Team East Coast leading the way right now. 15,000 gold, 8 kills. No towers taken from either team. But they're beating up Crystal Heart Gaming. But Crystal Heart, as you can see, they're still willing to make plays. Diving in onto the Nidalee at the T2 tower. Even though they only have 2 kills and 12,000 gold. They're still willing to fight it on out, which is what they need to do.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really seem that scared. And we saw the Ezreal there pretty unexpectedly taking Zyra down with them, which is pretty good. Get those kills and yeah, don't freak out, which a lot of people tend to do.
True. Now, something to take note of is if you look at these 280 carries where a lot of action has happened already in this game, Lucian is going for that Bloodthirster, which is going to give him health back via lifesteal.
Yeah.
Bonus damage the more he stacks it, compared to Ezreal's burst damage off of the Qs, the Mystic shots. That's it. That's all of the damage Ezreal has. So dodge one skill, win every trade in this Lucian's favor. But right now we do have a double DC. Victor has disconnected, as well as now Strummer. Both are down. Teams are technically allowed for 5 minutes of pause time each, which in total is out to 10 minutes. If it is going to be a 4v4, it may be.
Yeah. Well, Bauchikawawa said that one of their teammates' computer crashed, and it is restarting, which means we will see a 5v5. It may just take some time. So, in the meantime, Chad, is there any songs you want us to sing?
I'm not singing a song. We're not bringing this back
your
again.
Entertainment.
No. We're not going back to singing Christmas carols.
It's not Christmas. Why would we sing Christmas carols?
Because it's almost July.
Don't be stupid.
Christmas in July? Do you not celebrate this?
No, that's not gonna happen. See, chat, you want us to sing. Let's be honest.
I can't sing. I have no voice.
Sing. You have a voice.
I don't need... Back
streets,
back. All right. I'm done.
What was that?
Never again.
Were you puking there?
I could have been. I was singing a awful song. It just really sounds like diarrhea coming out of my mouth.
Alright.
Wow, you know that song too. We are just terrible. I can't believe we know that song.
You can't live in like the 90s without
Backstreet Boys. Yeah, that's a good point. Now we just aged ourselves. Great. Now everyone knows that we were Backstreet Boys and maybe even NSYNC fans.
Oh, I was back in the 60s, I remember.
60s? Holy crap!
Yeah, well, it was an interesting time, Music was at its finest, in my opinion. Was that someone reconnecting?
That was someone disconnecting.
Oh shit! Well, that's worse.
Everyone in this game right now, other than us, I think are the only ones that are actually connected. I think we're holding this game up. If we maybe just quit out of the game and start over, then we'd be good.
I mean, that would be pretty bad though.
True, because there we go. There's one reconnect. We're still waiting on Strummer, though, who is trying to get back into the game. And, yeah, we still can't. Still waiting on everything here. So, who do you guys think, though, for the viewers, type ! Hype and the team you think that will win this game? You have Team East Coast. We've seen them already. They're 8-2, have the advantage in this game so far. Once Cassidy comes on back, they should start the roaming games, should start pushing, and even go for the dragon. Or do we think that Crystal Heart Gaming, the first time that we are seeing them, will...
I just typed in Hype Cleos and apparently it registered.
That you can't hype Gleos. Good golly gracious. Team East Coast, we see Team East Coast's coming on down. Everyone going with Team East Coast. TSM is not in the game here. Fluffy, good try though. I do gotta say, it is not gonna count. I do want to... My hype is gonna go out to Crystal Heart Gaming. This is the first time that I've seen them, and I'm excited for what they have to bring.
That kind of sucks.
It's not mod only, because...
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's mod only to register it. But that's okay.
Okay.
I can still see who...
oh my god!
Oh, there's Strummer back! We should get this game underway, and just at that 19-second mark, as that's the allotted time, technically, for the teams before they have to forcibly start the game. But if both teams agree to waiting it on out, then they can wait it on out. No harm.
When he gave in, the air went out.
You okay then?
The room
You okay then?
filled up with doubt.
Wow. Are we really gonna just start singing?
I don't know who you think you are, but before the night is through, wait for it. I don't want to do bad things with you.
Well, as you say that, we are going to see Nurax has to be forced to run away as Bounty go wow, he's going to take a lot of damage. Nice dodge off of the slow, which should allow him to get up out of this sticky situation. But there's Victor with the kill. Bobo Sapien forced to flash away, and a turnaround kill that Team East Coast was not ready for on that dive.
Yeah, we're seeing some, like, they're trying here. Oh, but Lucian dealing the damage. Cassidon's here too with his amazing mobility.
They're showing on up as
back and forth fight.
Camo is going to get rooted down. Strummer with a lot of damage. Bobo Sapien with a double dash in. Strummer picks up the kill here. And now, could they go for the dragon? There's the pings. Bobo is now, or Bounce Kamau is up, so he can rush on over to the dragon. Should be able to pick this up here. No harm, no foul, no problem.
So we see Sky
but there's Strummer once again disconnecting. Or Diddy's auto-attacking Mad Hatter is going to get baited in and killed from a DC. Holy cow, both mid laners drop out of the fight. Mad Hatter goes in thinking he has it, and a couple auto attacks.
You had that coming. You shouldn't have gone for him like that.
So very greedy.
Yeah, that was pretty.
And you know,
then again, it's sort of a competitive game, so who knows?
As Trick would say, denied respect right there. Denied maximum disrespect. That BM. Mad Hatter went ham. Balls to the wall, says, ooh, free kill. Ah, ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. And, well, he got squished on down like a little bug. Unfortunately, he was not expecting 3 members of Team East Coast to still be there and have Cassidy auto-attack him.
Oh, man.
But now that both these teams don't have mid laners, as we see Victor is disconnected, Strummer is disconnected, he's running on home. Bouncing wow wow as the smite is down for Crystal Heart Gaming, should be able to pick up the dragon for Team East Coast as another pause. Just comes on in.
One time here, we'll get more than 1 minute of uninterrupted gameplay. Just you guys wait.
And this is a story all about how
All about okay,
this
let's-
game got flipped, turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, and let's pause for another 15 minutes and glare.
That was actually pretty good.
Thank
So,
you very much.
that's
I
like
could
the
keep
only
going.
good thing No, please don't.
You sure? You don't want? You don't want me to keep going? Staring at the dragon pit, sitting. I'm done. I'll let it go. I don't mind. I can keep going. But for your sake, for your ears and your own personal, I will let it go.
So, chat, how are you doing?
I have to say, this is one of those games where it would be nail-biting if we could actually watch it. But we do have that problem where, of course...
It's like a cliffhanger every minute.
It's like reading... I apologize. Strummer has Walmart internet connection. Well, if Walmart gave me internet, it would probably be the cheapest around and the worst quality ever. At least that's my personal experience with Walmart. Not gonna throw Walmart under the bus. They do have very affordable goods, but it's...
That's what they do, they're affordable.
Yeah,
Let's
it.
just leave it at that. And, you know, you can either be very, very affordable, or you can sell quality.
You could. I mean, you could go and
On
grab
rare
Browse and
occasions,
Fios.
they do actually have products that have quality, but you need to look pretty hard to find it.
You really do. Yeah, I mean, I remember back to the good old-fashioned, you'd get AOL dial-up. You'd grab one of the free discs at the Walmart store, and you had free internet. I loved it. That's what I used for years. And then I came into the real world and found out that I was a peasant, and that was going to happen no more. Nonetheless, we are just waiting on everything. Everyone's still connecting, disconnecting, but there we see some reconnects coming out of Ender, and the game will be updated and starting here momentarily as the dragon
Colors!
is going to get started taking down Bouncing Wow, taking it out with the Zyroplants. Will be able to take it down? Or will Nurax be able to snipe it away with a True Shot Barrage? Cannot snipe it on down. That will be it here. As Victor showing up on back. Strummer still looks like he's disconnected though. Bounce Wow waiting, does leap on out. And that was interesting to see. He has leveled up that ultimate first, giving him 3 charges.
I see people do that now.
As opposed to getting the evolved wings.
Yeah. I've seen that be more and more what's, like, I guess that's a thing now. Which confuses me, but there's probably some very, very logical explanation that I just can't understand.
I mean, you gotta think. It gives you more mobility. It gives you the complete disruption of, oop, where'd I go? Hee, over here. Like, you can play so many mind games and get out of so many situations with having 3 charges.
It does sort of ruin your ganking, though, in my opinion. So, of course, that's the thing about Ziggs's evolution. You gotta choose what you want to specify in. I like that idea. When I first heard about Ziggs's sort of evolution thingy, I thought it was a very cool idea.
There's Sky Dragon going in onto Rise in the top. Sky Dragon just being a kitty cat, walking on through that ignite at a great time. Will Rise be able to pick up the kill? Looking for the bouncy ball, does not bounce back. And Sky Dragon so very fast, Rise will not be able to catch. That is now an ignite that will be down as Camo Afro starting to absorb some of the damage, keeping his tower safe. One of the other big things with Kha'Zix that we did not mention is also the damage reduction that does come due to his 15% damage reduced from that ultimate.
If you time it correctly, you can make skill shots and targeted abilities with travel time do a significant amount of reduced damage.
As we see once again.
Yeah, it could be detrimental. It's certainly more of a defensive skill. It's still hard for me to choose. Would I take the reset, like the wings, more range in the reset? It's very, very important to have it. But, yeah, there's probably some very simple solution, simple reasoning behind it.
When in doubt, do what the pros do.
Yes.
Because there's a reason they're doing it.
Oh, man.
This is one of the things we are going to be wearing down here. Eventually there will not be any more pause time, and they're going to be forced to play whatever it is. If they have no members left on the team, they'll have to play with no members. So they need to be...
By the way, chat saying unpause and all that. The team gets the 30 minutes. And then, after that, they need to either play out the game or surrender. We can't just tell them not to because we're bored of the pause or anything. This is, at least, I believe that is how the tournament does things.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe it is 15 minutes of pause time per each team, or it's 5 minutes. It's one of the two. One of those things where you guys gotta check the rules here. I am sorry that I don't know them offhand.
Oh,
so,
shit. Well, if it's 15, then
it's 30 minutes in total.
Them in 10.
So 15 minutes of each, you have 30 minutes of pause time, 15 per team.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll balance this out.
Well, I guess it sort of makes sense because Victor's been disconnecting too.
True, and both these teams are more than happy to wait it on out. I mean, they want a fair game. You don't want to win a game and know that at heart you could have lost it, but you won from a timeout. That's never any fun for anybody. No one wants to go home with that victory. Because that's not an honorable victory. And that's what League's all about. Honor, pride, dignity. No, it's not. It's about winning. Let's be honest.
It does make sense. Matt Harder making a pretty good point here. Last 12 minutes should go to them, and if they have a DC, which I find completely fair.
True, and you can see that both these mids have been disconnecting, so both teams are agreeing, of course, to the pausing, because they can slash unpause, if I'm not mistaken, and unpause the game if they really wanted to. But, again, both these teams, they do have to face each other week after week after week, so they're very understandable in the aspect of, alright, you're disconnecting.
Who wants to win by disconnect anyway?
Nobody. That's maximum amount of BM. Where's Trick 2G when you need him?
So, weather's nice. It's sort of gray.
Is it raining for you?
Well, it's not raining, but it's extremely gray. I don't have my glasses, though.
It's
just
gray,
all blur, but...
or it's great? Okay, I'll take it as gray. I'll take it that it's just raining outside.
It's gray. It's not raining, but it's gray.
Okay.
What happened to you, man? You never made puns before.
I'm sorry. I have to try. It's boredom puns.
Oh, man.
The boredom puns too strong with this one.
So,
just be glad it's not May 4th.
Game. Boom.
There we see
Colors.
the unpause is going to be coming
Once
on off. We see that Victor is DC'd, Strummer is DC'd. That makes both these mid layers down as Camo Afra with nice tank bringing down the damage. But now Nurzak is going to be taking those out of ultimate, not going to pop anybody up. Very close. I can't summon. Not able to get those plants out on top of the ultimate of hers, which does give them increased attack speed. But there's Xin Zhao from the back, going on in. Will he be able to pick up a kill? They're going on to Bobo. Bobo, though, with a nice play, is going to be able to pick up the kill, and cannot kill Camo Afro. And there we see the reconnect back from Victor. See how long that will last. We will have to see.
Zyra's saying mids are overrated, and they will continue without them. I like that.
Very true, very true. I mean, if you have both mid laners DC'd, it isn't a bad thing. That's okay.
No. It's fine in my opinion. So see Xin Zhao sort of being very aggressive here.
Now, one of the things that I want to notice on Victor is he didn't get... Normal Victors will pick up either the red staff, which gives him the additional damage off of the laser. Instead, Endar chose to pick up the gravity augment, which gives him an increased cast range on that gravity binding.
Yeah, it's interesting. The burn definitely makes Victor's late game very good, because the burn ends up doing a crazy amount of damage.
Extra 30%.
Yeah, that's a lot of scaling, just straight scaling. If you think of it as percent, that's a 30% increase in scaling in general. And yeah, so it's basically just a straight damage upgrade, which is always nice to have.
Absolutely. There we see Camo Afro not caring at all with that wall up, taking a lot less damage, and that's one of the things that Braum is so strong about. He is arguably the best overall base tank, as we see Sky Dragon with the snipe, quick engage onto Rise, who's not expecting it, as Bobo chills in the wings, waits in the darkness. Wants to.
We might see something happen here. Braum.
Oh, Braum with
we see the snare actually going in though.
Odd wall choice too.
Yeah.
He had to show his back to the enemy, showing he wasn't scared.
Yeah. So
there's the Ezreal ultimate and the engage on a Nurzak. Oh, but Nurzak is gonna get taken down from the culling, as Camo Afro is gonna get popped up. Bobo Sapien, will he go for the double? He does, as they're now gonna be able to take this bottom tower. What a turnaround.
Yeah, Ezreal using his escape to basically go face in to the enemy team, and considering how far ahead,
there's the engage bounce. Wow is gonna die. The nice root though from I Can't Summon, and Rise should be able to get taken down. A Bobo Sapien overall with a triple kill now in the bot lane. This is why you can't give him Lucian. You can't leave it there. Needs to get taken away.
So we see both mid laners actually playing now. Look at that.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. We do have a full game once again.
That's crazy.
It's been a while.
So they're a bit underleveled, you know, but it works out.
That's okay.
Wow, right now Nidalee is a powerhouse.
You can't move
her. Yeah, like, he doesn't have any armor, and Xin can't even do damage to her.
Not at all.
She's pretty scary right now.
Well, if you look, she maxed the heal, so she has the increased attack speed. She didn't max the Q like most AP Nidalees do. And
well, her spare as an AD is really bad.
Well, in Cougar form, it does a lot, and there we see the damage coming out onto Sky Dragon. Can he pick up the kill? He does, and now he's starting to fight onto Rise, trying to use the bush. However, he's got a ward in there, Sky Dragon. You need to run the root. The overload will be enough, as there we see Shummer going in onto Endar in the mid lane. The Ignite will pick up the kill, and Nidalee actually escapes from top. What a play.
Yeah. Using that flash into pounce, very, very effective to just get away as quick as possible. Kassadin might go in on the Braum. Yes, he did.
He does show up there. There's the True Shot Barrage. Bounce Gawamo engaging there and choosing it back on off as the culling coming down. And there we see Strummer unstoppable. There's the pop-up from Braum. Is not going to be enough. Too little, too late. And Bobo picking up another kill as Sky Dragon duking it out with the Rise in the top. There's the right clicks, the damage, both of them. There's the heal coming out. Who will pick it up? There's the Blade of the Rune King getting used. Sky Dragon, one more jump, and he does execute with the bite. Good night.
That rhymed.
No, it didn't.
It did.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, here we see AD Nidalee just basically auto-attacking Rise to death there. Rise maybe thinking that he could have salvaged that little engage there. Did not happen, and I think that Blade of the Rune King sort of caught him off guard. So overall, nice play by Nidalee, just nonchalantly attacking him to death.
That's the thing, if you take a look, Rise has armor, he's got mana, he's got a little bit of regeneration, but he doesn't have the damage to sit there and fight the Nidalee, who is ahead. She's 4-0, as we see Strummer engaging onto Endar in mid, does not care. The Ignite is going to go down on Strummer, as well as the silence. There's the flash, but the Rift Walk even through as Bouchiga Wow jumps in, picks up one kill. Will he go for two? There's Strummer now tagging in. Mad Hatter taking very low. There's the jump once again. Red buff is going to tick, as well as Lizard Elder. That's going to be a double kill for Bouchiga Wow and a mid tower. for Team East Coast potentially here. What is Crystal Heart Gaming gonna do?
It's very hard to say. Kassadin's such a good champion once he gets ahead. And look at this Nidalee. Poor Rise doesn't even know what to do at this point.
Oh, he knows what to do. He's got to play passive and run away.
Yeah, well, he's pushed down to his tier 2, and even then he needs to go back. Everyone seems to be losing here.
And Bobo just showing his strength that he has as he kills Braum and proceeds to try and take that tower. I can't summon, not going to be able to get it as Xin shows up here. Just going to back on away.
Yeah, Bobo definitely showed us how Bobo plays his main champion. Not really, yeah, he's not disappointing us with his Lucian play, which is very nice, because we've come to love him as the Lucian player.
True, that's how we know. We might as well just say Lucian is now Bobo in this turn.
Yeah. So, what are we gonna see here? Purple really needs to play passively. Like, so passive, in fact, this game would go on for like an hour.
Not only passive, but they need to try and 4-man gank bottom, or 3-man gank Kassadin in mid. As Mad Hatter goes on into Bobo Sapien, gonna get caught out by 4 members there. Very interesting engage. They don't have the ward coverage to just walk around in their own jungle, unfortunately. They need to be very careful as now Camo Afro